Dear friend, welcome to Wolf Books Media Social Space with another book launch under Wolf Books banner. This is a very special one and personally very special to me. Indian yoga has been a household name for thousands and thousands of people across the globe in today's world. With the advent of pandemic and a traumatizing experience, Indian yoga played a vital role to bring back sanity to human beings, especially for the ones who were affected by it, and especially for people like us who have witnessed it. Even though Indian yoga is universal in nature, it is very important to perform the right forms and get the right training to perform them. This book upholds that essential knowledge as an aspirant that you should be knowing how to perform and get the best of Indian yoga. As a mentor and as a guide, Mr. Pardeep Fogat, who is also a renowned yoga trainer and who has a chain of internationally run Jal Yoga studios in Singapore and many Southeastern Asian countries, has come forward to pen down his experience, his knowledge in his debut book, Yoga's Past, Present, and Future. Pardeep, a very, very, very big congratulations to you on your book, Yoga's Past, Present, and Future. And thank you for selecting Wolf Books on your this journey as an author. So,
It's a pleasure, Sayanti. Thank you.
thank you so much. So, how have you been and what exciting is happening at your end?
Well, the most exciting thing at this moment, especially the launch of this book, and it's my first book and very close to my heart because it took some time to write it down and everything. But yes, this is the most exciting thing going on at this moment, and overall, I'm doing fine. Thank you.
Awesome. So, Pardeep, it's a very interesting thought behind the formation of this book. So, would you like our listeners and readers to know the thought behind making this book?
Yeah, the biggest thought I would say, or something that really kind of encouraged me to write about it, is because uh, when I came to Singapore, I realized that how yoga is getting commercialized. And when I travel to different countries as well, the same feeling keep on coming. So over the period, it grew so much, even though I was having my own business, but it's still different, like how you market yoga in a way to commercialize it. There is no wrong in making it commercialized. You're still spreading the health and wellness overall to people, but some people go to some extent where they lose the essence of the authenticity to it. So that was the biggest uh, thought I had at that time, that when you are doing that, you are not actually reflecting yoga at all. If somebody is coming to you to learn yoga and you are giving them something else, so that really loses its essence and value at all. And also, you are presenting the word yoga in a very different manner, which is not really the case. So yeah, that's why I decided that okay, let's write something about it, and let's call it past, present, and future. That how yoga was perceived in the past, how it is right now, and my assumption, how I presume that how it will be in future. So yeah, that was the part about it.
Awesome. That is excellent. I mean, the very thought about, you have been so thoughtful to think about the past, to introduce the past and be in the present, and also, vision how the future would be, is excellent. I mean, this is how this is the content of this book. And of course, I'm dead sure that people would be looking forward to it. So,
I hope.
Pardeep, yeah. So, Pardeep, how do you think that this book would help to build that knowledge gap about Indian yoga, and how, things can happen through this book?
Well, first of all, this is not only for the beginners that who want to know what really yoga is, what yoga was. It's also for those who are practicing yoga in the modern world. How we say, when we say Indian yoga, actually yoga is yoga, but
Hmm.
it was born in India, so we can say that it's in this way. But uh, I would say traditional yoga instead of Indian yoga. And now with, when it got introduced to the West, and things started to change from there a bit.
Yeah.
Uh, in the ancient times, yoga was done so that you can stay disease free. You can have a good well being. But today it is more perceived to perspire. You just want a workout to be done. So this is the biggest challenge, I think, which people have to see and go through. That it's not just a concept of exercise which makes you sweat. It's way beyond that.
Yeah.
Not only the physical aspect, but also onto the mental aspect. So yeah, this is for anyone who's gonna read this book. I'm sure that they will realize how how they should be accepting and seeing yoga, how to approach yoga in a
Mhm.
more effective manner, instead of just having a thought that yes, I'm going to a mat because I want to perspire or because my friend is there. So it's more inside out knowledge that they will be getting.
That is excellent. I mean, so by reading this book, it is for the readers. By reading this book, you can actually understand what traditional yoga is and how to uplift your own lifestyle instead of
Exactly.
anything else.
Exactly.
So, yeah, awesome. So, Pardeep, coming to your personal life a little bit, you have worn a multiple hats in your profession. So, what inspired and what made you choose this path? And, who or what made you choose this path as a yoga trainer?
Well, first of all, it was me, of course, because I was born asthmatic, and it really, even in my, you know, adolescent age, teenage, was, I would say, affected because of this condition. That's where yoga and pranayama was introduced to me. And after doing pranayama for 6 months, I could really see that, I'm building up that lung capacity. That was the kind of, I would say, life changing, where I really adopted yoga in a way where I wanted to learn more about it. I still remember my college was not even started, and I went to Kerala for a month for a residential program, and I did my first teacher's training course there. I came back, I again went back, and then when I started to get into great shape of my life physically, I just did not want to stick to yoga only. So I was up to some extent a professional bodybuilder at the time. I used to practice Tai Chi as well. I used to practice many other concepts of exercise. After, I would say, my graduation, my post graduation was done. So I would say around 5 years, I tried many, many different concepts of exercises. And Again, I came back to yoga because I realized it's father of every exercise, which balances the body in a way, not just physically but mentally as well. So that's where I had two options. I did my MBA in marketing, so I wanted to go somewhere in that route, but again, yoga won. I could not leave it. So yeah, that's how yoga is still with me, and it will always be with me.
Awesome. And Pradeep, what an inspiration. It's like I really, we all hope from Wolf Books that you remain with us, you remain with yoga as a trainer and keep on helping people to make their lives better,
Thank
uplift their life. So what can be a better, a path than, serving the society in this way? So amazing. That was amazing. Thank you for your taking us to your life, walking us through your life and the problems, the troubles that you have taken, and how yoga has become the part of your life and your profession as well. So, Pardeep, when you were, you had become a trainer now. So, did you? How was this process? Did you have a trainer? How did this entire process happen as a trainer? And are you still in touch with your trainer or trainers? How things happen?
Well, it started, like I mentioned, before my college started. I did my first ever teachers training course. Then again, I had 1 month free. I again went back to the same place, Kerala, and did my second course. After that, I have done few courses in Thailand, Singapore, Germany, and few other places as well. So I would say the process is always evolving. Even my latest course I did was, I think, before pandemic. So
Wow.
such kind of things, yeah. And it was not related to yoga. It was a functional training based out of Australia, but it really tells a lot about body's posture, pains, and aches. So
Mm-hmm.
I would say it started then, but it's never ending process because you wish to keep on learning and learning. So I think it's still ongoing. Nothing has finished. Training part came in when I believed that I have the sustainable knowledge that I can treat some issues. So when I had that confidence, I started to teach, and touch wood, I'm still doing that.
Keeping my fingers crossed too. You should be, and yeah, you should be, and it's so it's so nice to know that yoga teach you humility and being humble. That you keep on learning at every phase, even when you have loads of experience, number of years of experience, as well as a trainee, as well as a mentor. You're still learning. So I think that's a boon of traditional yoga or yoga at large. So, and I just wish from the bottom of my heart that you continue your journey and just excel and keep helping people. So,
Thank
coming
you.
back to your book, I know you have said about different kinds of audiences that this book would help. I would still put it across to you once again that what kind of audience should pick it up this book, and how will they benefit by reading this book. And by the way, my father has also taken up this book and he loved it.
Wow. Well, again, it will be. Uh, am I frozen? No.
No.
Okay. Yeah. So once again, it's for everyone actually. Those who are thinking to adopt yoga into their life, those who have been practicing yoga for a while, and those who even for the self knowledge itself. So it's for everyone. If it's not just specifically targeted to anyone who have interest in yoga itself or health or wellness or well-being, yeah, it's for them. And how it will benefit them is, of course, they will get to know not just yoga, but also how yoga has evolved from ancient times to the modern history, and even in the present world, that how it is going in different parts of the world, how people are seeing yoga.
Mm-hmm.
You know, now it's a billions and billions of dollar industry, and it's still growing. How it is so relevant that people are still believing in it and still doing it. So, and where it can where it can be, in future. So it will give them a specific scenario that how what yoga was, what is going on right now, and what we believe it will be in the future.
Perfect. That is
Yeah,
amazing.
I'm sure those who are gonna read it, they will find it interesting and exciting.
Awesome. Yeah, of course, it will. It will be your knowledge, your experience, your thought to guide someone and help them to benefit out of yoga will surely resonate with the readers who would take up this book. So, Pardeep, once a person reads your book and then he or she decides to dive deeper in this world of yoga, how can they reach to you, and how can they learn the process, and how can they get an access to you?
Well, if you're gonna Google my name, you will find me there. But yeah, more info about me, so you can easily reach out. But for the maybe my email, I can share here right now.
Yeah. Yeah, or you can, what I can do is that when I share the description, I can definitely give your contact details, your website, for people to
Perfect.
reach out to you. Yeah.
That would be
Awesome. That would be great. So, our listeners and readers, we will be sharing Pardeep's contact details and website. And after reading the book, if you want to take it up, connect with him, please go ahead and take the step. So, once again, like coming back to your book, when I was reading it, you spoke about two different persons, two very essential persons in your life who have been a part of this book. That is, I mean, maybe in thoughts, in inspiration. That is one, your mother, and the second one is your wife. So, if you can tell us more, that how have they inspired you to make this book?
well. Specifically, yeah, these two ladies were okay. Let me share with you. This book was not completed right away. It took at least 2 years, and sometimes it was like, okay, stop it. But then again, let's do it. Stop it, let's do it. So it was always like that. But it was my wife, Jasmine. She was the one who was like, no, you can do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. So I'll just grab my wine and just sit down, and whatever thoughts come, just, pen down. My mother was also the same. When is your book coming? My mother's name is Savitri. So when is your book coming? I would say, coming, coming. And she said, do it. What are you doing? Do it. Come on. Then again, after a few months, she would ask, so where is it? I say, not here yet. Come on, do it. So yeah, these two women were really the reason that it happened.
Awesome. I'm sure they are very happy to have it now with them. And I'm sure they are picking and reading it as well. Uh, and this is just the beginning. I'm dead sure that there will be many more coming your way where, uh, yeah, yeah, it is just the starting point.
Yeah.
So, Pradeep, last question that I have in my mind for this conversation before we kind of wrap it up. Uh, I want to know from a trainer, a yoga trainer like you, who has a balance of the modern, who knows the um, crisis that the modern world is facing, as well as a knowledge about the tradition. Uh, what is the future of Indian yoga and how the world, as well as Indians who have not taken up yoga yet, can benefit of this Indian or traditional yoga?
Well, how I see it in the future is this storm or this wave of staying healthy in a natural way is not going to stop anytime soon. Stats say that it will keep on growing and growing. But there will be a time where, for example, I share with you with like an example so that the readers and listeners can understand it in a well manner. For example, a person like me who is practicing yoga from 12, 13 years, after some, when you start to age, your body changes. It is not what it was a decade ago. You will not be able to do every pose, which you could do a decade ago. So, and also with time, with growing maturity and growing age, you don't really feel like you have to look the best physically. You do not wear clothes to impress your friends. You wear your, you know, clothes which you feel comfortable in. So that kind of mentality goes over with age. And that is the time where instead of physical yoga, you are more interested into meditation, into being more spiritual there. And that kind of wave will keep on happening. So we can say that, for example, if we take example of West, even if you're going to Google, you will find a lot of meditation centers there, a lot of asana centers there. And even though there are the regular yoga asanas and all those, it's still going on because there are people who are, taking up on yoga every
Yeah.
day. So there will be new people coming in, but those who are, I would say, veterans, they will create a wave of spirituality, meditation, that kind of yoga, that side of yoga will grow. So even if we see India, there are so many. I actually go on my retreat as well time to time, and in this pandemic I could not go, but now I'm trying to book, and for next 6 months everything is booked out. So people are going towards this spirituality, going towards more mental aspect of yoga. So I think this wave will keep on going and going, and they're not going to stop anytime soon. At least for a century, I can pledge that it will be there, definitely. Because this generation coming up now, they are more keen on staying healthy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
absolutely.
and
Yeah,
yoga is a natural way to do it. So I think it's not going to stop anytime soon. And I will pray that it don't stop.
I know. It's so it's so you just said it. It's so important to build within than building outside, and this wave has just started, and perhaps once one wave starts, the other will come. So yeah. So definitely, I mean, definitely, we have a lot to give, lot to see, and a lot to feel good about. That there are a lot of yoga centers that are happening, and people are benefiting out of it. So yeah, at the end of this discussion, Do you have any thoughts or any lines for your readers and the listeners who would uh, take up your
Uh,
book?
well, I would say that just go and grab this book. You will not regret it.
Awesome. That was sweet and simple. Thanks, Pardeep. Thank you. This was a lovely discussion. It was amazing. It was so enhancing. And thank you very much for your time. With this, we come to the end of our book launch and a conversation with Mr. Pardeep Fogat. And please read his book, Yoga's Past, Present, and Future. Read, review, share with the world so that everybody can take the benefit out of this yoga. Um, I am Shayanti from Wolf Books, signing off for today. Stay well, stay safe, and see you soon. Bye
Thank
bye.
you.
Thank you so much, Pardeep.